camel feeding through the needle. What they say through a needle?
Yeah, it says it's hardly does the rich man enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
It'll be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than to enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Because what comes with riches? Lust. Distractions, lust,
time. It takes time.
Temptation.
It takes time to manage your affairs when you're rich. You got a lot of money, you gotta really, if you want to keep that wealth, you gotta manage those affairs.
Yeah.
Manage your expenses. You got investment property here, investment property here. You doing the market. You doing this business over here. Well, if you want those businesses to keep kicking, that takes time and energy.
Right.
You know. That's why I say the cares, riches of this world, it choke you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you become unfruitful.
Yep.
It's the last verse. The very last verse.
Oh, no.
That was it, right? What did it say? Yeah, 26. Yeah.
Well, it was going before.
Big
Okay.
It's the book.
Okay.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 16 and verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
What does it mean to lose your soul? That means you signed it on the contract, you gave it to them. It means before you got those riches, you had the character, you had a moral standard about what I would do with this money, how I would help the family, how I would help my mom out, I would help my cousins, I'll put people on I'll help my friends. But you have some people who do that, but even when they do that, it's so low level. Alright, you're a rapper, you helped me get this business, thank you. I'm well off, but it ain't the kingdom.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm grateful, this rapper, you grew up with me, you helped me out, great. You didn't lose your ways.
Right.
But you realize the kingdom of heaven is still gonna come. So even when rappers do those things, and now, have brothers seen that movie In Time with Justin Timberlake? It's called Time, where the time was on the arm. It dealt with classes. Anyways, He had his childhood friend. So Justin Timberlake being the main character, he had came in. Someone gifted him 100 years. So your currency was in time.
I seen a preview for that.
Yeah. His currency was in time, and he was gifted 100 years. So he gave his best friend in the world 10 years.
Yeah.
And he went straight to the bar and drank his life away. And he died with 10 years on his arm. That same day he died. So that's why, you think you're doing somebody good, but you're really doing them evil.
Right.
So in this world, it's all corruptible. So you gotta seek the kingdom of the Most High, and then these things will be added onto us.
Yep.
When we're in perfection, you see? Because not everybody can handle wealth. And you always got that one, I can. Let me hold something.
Yeah.
Hey, and we ain't even talking about wealth. I'm gonna tell you what happened back in my city during the time of the C-19, where they was giving Jake that unemployment, that free, basically a free $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
Jake was acting a fool. It was empty Henny bottles and Patron bottles all throughout the streets. They was flipping. Oh, it's okay. They was flipping rental cars. Like Jake was just straight up
bugging out.
Like I'm walking, because I lived in the ghetto. So I mean, it's empty Henny bottles throughout the streets, empty Patron bottles, broken glass. You hearing stories about niggas flipping rental cars because Jake hanging off the back and they driving crazy.
And you heard about a brother. Well, he ain't a brother no more. He got unalived. You had Jake. He won like $5,000. He ended up getting drunk. The Lord put a spirit on him. I think we ran onto the highway. $5,000.
And he was on the West Coast too, I think, right?
I'm not
I
sure.
think it was the West Coast.
But average price of one bedroom is $1,500. So if you get $5,000, that's 3 months of free rent. And Jake is bugging out off of 3 months of free rent. Imagine if a nigga's got 6 figures, 7 figures in the bank.
Oh, man.
You know? What's he gonna do then? Damn, that's the second one. People, you know, I mean, you ever go to the hospital? They always full. Now we know why. But Bunker Shaw, you got a precept you want to bring out? Oh, is there any more
It
than
was a little bit
Matthews?
more on God, yup. This is the book of Matthew 16 and verse 26. For what is it a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
What shall a man give for an exchange? That's why, you know, brothers, we are rich. You know, we're brothers are rich in temperance, high self-esteem, you know, great moral character. You know, and those things are priceless because you can't buy those things. You know, you can't build a strong character. You can, you know?
You can't buy a strong character.
Well, you can't buy a strong character. You know? You can't buy a strong character. You can't buy temperance.
Is that Hebrews?
Matthew.
Oh, okay. I got a precept to it too.
Yeah, bring it out.
This is Hebrews chapter 10. Verse. Hold on, bring that out again. I might have messed up.
So it says, bring that Matthew out one more time.
Matthew 16.
Yeah.
Yup. It's the book of Matthew chapter 16 and verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
That nigga gonna get pulled over and get a ticket tonight. He gonna be hurt.
It was the faith of this word.
Faith.
You said rich and faith.
Yeah.
This is Hebrews chapter 10 verse 22. Let us draw near with the true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promise. Talking about how we rich in faith and be rich in morale and all of those things.
Yeah, and the promise are gonna go to those who are rich in temperance. You know, get 2 Peter's 1:5 up your shop. Finish that out now.
And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and unto good, and to provoke unto love and to good works. All right, it says, and let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. Keep reading.
Yeah, so we gotta show for, you know, brothers get a little bit of money. You can't be wilding out. You know, that money is meant to be used. When you read in the book of Acts, they pull their resources together. You know, because times are going to be going to be hard. You know, let's say a brother get laid off from his job because they start mandating things again. You know, because there was an interview. This Jake was walking around in Myrtle Beach interviewing women. Would you rather have a drug dealer make $10 million? Or a doctor that makes $600,000. It was based off of a yearly basis. And everyone said the drug dealer making $10 million because Jake really don't understand how much money 600 grand a year is. Because the average American man the average Jake man, the black man in America makes $50,000 a year. So if he's providing for his household off of $50,000 a year, maybe the wife does a little bit, you know, Then imagine how many households you taking care of with $600,000 a year. People really don't put things in perspective. You know, and people don't see the bigger picture. They just see Lambo, bottles, music, and you know those that lifestyle. Going to the house of feasting, and that's the end of all men.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was it on that, right? Let's read this book.
Let's get some prophecy too before we close it up. Yeah. You know, whether it's Jacob's trouble, the chip.
Yeah. We'll transition into some prophecies. What about let's check this. Yeah.
This the book of 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, in view of all this, make every effort to respond to the Most High's promises. Supplement your faith with a generous provision of moral excellence and moral excellence with knowledge.
Yeah, this is we're gonna kind of short. I just want to get into that, but
Get into it.
That's cool. Get Jeremiah 30 and 7. We're getting some prophecies, but they gotta be warned.
But moral excellence falls in lines of prophecy too, because you have to have moral excellence to receive salvation. Which is why I said, what manner of conversation ought you to be in? What should be the state of your integrity and your morale in these times we're living in? You know, we're not supposed to be wicked. We're supposed to be righteous and seeking the Lord, and giving effort to be found without spot and blameless.
It's the book of Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Yeah, what day is that talking about? The day that since the apostles and elders came on the scene, since we've been out here, you know, all these years we've been warning about a time like none other where this society is going to collapse. Everything that people are working for and trying to hold on to, you know, is really, it's a scam. It's a farce. Esau, Edom, really, he don't care about these things. You know, he don't care if you got him. All he really cares about his NWO really being established, because I was watching this clip. You had a billionaire, he invited people over to his house, and he selected people that were vegans, that were all these things, and he said, what would you do? Would you eat this meat, you know, for $1,000? No, I wouldn't. What about $10,000? No, I wouldn't eat it. What about $100,000? Because that shows you the wealth gap that these elites have. They're able to fulfill their will down here upon the earth. So the only thing we can cleave to as the children of Israel is a higher power. And that higher power is able to defeat this man. Esau Edom is able to be defeated by Yahweh by Shemal Shai. So when this day of trouble comes, it's our desire of the wicked to bring these troubles to pass. You know, get Psalms 64. You know, it's the desire of the wicked to bring these evil devices to pass to oppress the children of the Most High. Right? Because the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. Right? But Esau Edom is what he really wants deep down. He's happy that the Most High is using him. You know? But he thinks he's going to be able to subvert the Most High's authority, just like he's been able to fool so many people.
Remember what Esau said when the days of mourning for his father is in hand? Then said he slays brother Jacob.
Yep. So it was always in his mind.
Yep.
You know, after we get done mourning for our fort, you know, because
right.
He was getting old, you know, blind.
Yep.
You know, so, you know, it was that time of we got to spend our last days with him.
Right.
You know?
And also, real fast, you got to remember, the Rothschilds, you know, yeah, they're you know, the story of the father goes in and tells him you got to go to this country and start a bank, this, that, and the third. That was only half of what his father told him. You best believe he was telling you got to kill these niggas and spicks.
Oh yeah, we get the whole council.
Yeah.
Not let them find out certain information. Not let them know certain history.
Yeah.
Not let them get a seat at the table.
Yep.
Yeah, all these rituals. Where do they learn that from? It's passed down from father to son. Father
Generation.
It's been passed down.
Yep.
for decades, for
Yeah.
centuries.
Yeah, them elites know, like, hey, look, these group of people right here is our enemy, and we cannot let them wake up.
Yeah, because a lot of these TV shows have gotten really dark lately. You know, they'll show you the secret society.
Oh yeah.
You know, amongst them, they'll show you, oh, this black person, somehow they made it, somehow they got accepted, but then they really got accepted to be a sacrifice. You know, really you got accepted for us to make fun of you and bully you while you're, so we don't get bored.
Real fast. You know, you made me think about what Charles and White said. It was so fucking funny, but it was true. He was talking about MLK, and he was like, he said, wanting to eat at these white folks' establishments was the worst thing you can do. He was like, why would you want to eat there and they don't season their food?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
That's Charles. I don't like that.
I don't like him either. He's funny as shit,
He
though.
is funny.
So like demon hop on him, and you get all hype.
I can't watch him for more than 2 minutes, bro. I ain't never watched one of his interviews.
Yeah.
I can't watch it. Everybody got their own sense of humor.
Yeah.
That thing ain't funny.
Yeah, he's funny as shit.
He a cornball. I don't like
Of
that
course.
cornball funniness.
Of course, but within that cornballness, he's sincere about a lot of shit he say.
He be talking mad shit to the two-thirds.
Yeah.
He be coming at the... He be disrespectful.
That's the modern day Uncle Ruckus. That's Uncle Ruckus in the flesh. That nigga that's Uncle Ruckus.
Eye and all of that.
That's
Wow.
him. That's him, bro.
Wow. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That spirit hopped
Yeah.
on that nigga. Man, I can't do Uncle
If
Ruckus.
they still made the Boondocks, he definitely would be a character. For sure.
He alright. That's a spirit. That's a spirit on that guy. But let's get this song.
This is Psalm chapter 64. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Yeah, and the secret counsel of the wicked is to bring a day of trouble upon our people. You know, to come after the truth. You know, but a lot of our people are going to be collateral damage because really Esau Edom, he's looking like, damn, that transatlantic slave trade, that wasn't that smart. I should have kept the Northern Kingdom here. You know, and the Americans, I should have went out and conquered those lands and first, and then just kept their asses here. And then I could have just came and slaughtered this whole island. He really be thinking about how he could have won already. Jake be thinking about stuff like that. If I would have locked in during this season of my life, I'll be here right now. So that's how Esau thinks. He has a lot of regret. And he's seeing this technology, and that's why you keep seeing these Mag 7 companies pump, because these Mag 7 companies, the Magnificent 7, that's what they call them, the Apple, the Google, the Microsoft, the Amazon, the Nvidia, the Tesla, all these companies play a role in the NWO system. The biometrics, the war, all of these things he's gearing up for. And that's why he's seeing these companies come out like, oh, this technology is getting even better. Even since 2020. Even 2020 to now, the technology, the AI, all the data that is collected, the self-driving cars, to now they want self-driving aircrafts. Autonomous aircrafts. And the Lord let them get it. But the Lord is allowing this man's blessing to increase to a point where he's gonna get full control. And we're August 13th. These platforms are gonna start making you upload your ID, and we'll see if they do it. Right?
It's coming eventually, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see if when you log in on the 13th. Because sometimes we'll see. I'm very curious. But hey,
We know it's coming.
we know that kind of energy is coming. And what comes with that? Restrictions, a big brother coming into your house, minority report type of spirit, which we're already in the beginning stages of that world being built. Facial recognition, You know, that's why the Lord said, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, because everybody's on the grid. We upload videos that when we go on the internet, you have an IP address that can be hacked back to you. When we go live, people can hack our IP, find out exactly where we are.
They know where we are right now. Esau even know exactly who he is from the facial recognition. Our faces is on the internet, all these videos. They know who you are. They know where you be teaching at.
Hey, Craig from Friday said it, right? About Big Worm. He know where your mama stay.
Oh,
He know where my mama stay.
Your mama stay. Your daddy. Once Esau even know who you is,
Yeah.
and you tap into your social shit, it's over.
He know everything. Your woman, your kids,
Yeah, everything.
whoever you had conversations with.
Jobs.
Yeah.
That's why it's part of the credit report, because talking about Tesla, Elon, for himself automated cars, he wanted to get people with a good driving record. So now it's a social credit system.
Yep.
And that's really what we're getting into, a social credit score.
Hey, bro, you blocking the sign too.
You know, now people who are criminals, remember, they gotta leave this country.
Yep.
You know, U.S. citizen or not.
Yep.
Social credit system.
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
Psalm 64 verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
And it's a secret because up front he's pushing that these things are going to be good for everybody.
Right.
But secretly, he's looking at the way to overthrow, Jacob. From getting us off of his hill. Because we got him, we got him on this hill. He can't go anywhere.
Yep.
Grappling. Jacob knew how to grapple. You press on angel, you're
Right.
a mighty warrior.
Yep.
That's why I was meditating on this. 2/3 of our people are gonna lose. They have the circumcision. You can't. Esau Edom was more subtle than any beast of the field. You can't go to him like a brute beast.
Right.
He already on animal mode.
He's very subtle. I was watching a video. Snakes, they came and attack. Snakes be in the trees. They wait for you to walk, then they just pounce on you. You walk up on the snake. And people are marching to the NWO.
Yep.
They don't even know they're on that gate. And that's the time that we're coming into.
Esau Edom, he's so much of an animal, he willing to sacrifice his own. He'll call his own. It costs to be the boss. They'll sacrifice their own people to hit a certain.
Yeah, that's why they call them sharks.
Yeah.
And I'm a shark.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah.
The sharks will eat their
Eating alive, man.
They'll eat each other as a womb. Everyone hatches will eat the other eggs, I believe, right? That's just so Esau Edom. He's a high level. He's a beast.
Yeah, high level beast, and he already there. I was talking to this older Jake some time back. He Jake in the world, and he said, he be like, man, these niggas and these young boys ain't ready for war. He said these crackers ready to kill you today. They want to kill you now, and they willing to lose their own. They willing to go to war. They want to go to war. They want to kill you. He said you niggas ain't ready. He said you young niggas ain't ready for war. He said y'all ain't ready to die. He said that white man ready to die. He ready to go for it. From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Verse 2, Psalm 64. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Yep. And they're getting laws in order, in place, to make a man an offender for a word. They're sharpening. To whet means to sharpen, so their tongues is used as a weapon. Their media, You know, the pictures that they paint. Because, man, what was that? What the hell just happened? It looked like a nigga. There'll be so many news and prophecies videos going out. It was a Jake. I forgot what he had did. Damn. He looked just like he could be in the camp.
Oh yeah, he went and deleted those 5 people and then turned around and shot himself.
Was it?
In New York?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
He was a football player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
He said
in-
he was doing it for CTE
Yeah.
and some other stuff.
Yeah,
Okay. That was the thing that happened in Manhattan like 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I didn't know what the guy looked like. I thought the dude looked like a heathen though, that guy. But no, yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. Oh, didn't they say he drove from like California to New York?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Exactly. You know? Shit, he probably could have been on death row. I mean, who fucking knows, man? I don't fucking know. A lot of these people can be made up. You know what I mean? So much news. A lot of stuff is, you know, Esau has some things are organic for sure.
Yeah.
But then some things Esau puts into motion.
Yeah. Like up north. Y'all remember that shooting at Tops in Buffalo?
Yeah, Buffalo, New York.
It was a young boy that drove from, I forgot exactly how far away. Young boy, and he did that. You know, he could have been told to do that.
Whatever happened to him?
Right. You know, hey, and some of those Edomites that be doing those mass shootings, you might think they're in prison, but they might be put up somewhere. I might say, we gonna put you here in this facility for a little while so you can lay low. And then once people forget about you, you know, put you in an island or relocate you in a whole other country.
Or just delete his ass. That's how,
Or just delete him.
that's how cutthroat Esau Edom is,
Yeah.
really.
Right. No, that's a fact.
Go ahead.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
Yeah, that they may shoot. So the perfect are they of the house of the faith. So secretly they're passing these things, man. Secretly, okay, why do we need self-driving cars? You know, because they're trying to introduce technology in a way to make it be good.
Convenient.
Because really, a lot of these companies, Elon, you telling me Tesla is one of the biggest companies in the world, but they sell cars? No, they're an AI company, right? You know, they do more than just sell cars. You know, but you get under the umbrella, and then what? They have the Space Force. You know, he has a Starlink. You know,
Twitter.
you know, X, yeah, Twitter X. And then what? You have Instagram, Facebook.
Man, 144 again.
All these.
Tesla connected to a lot.
Yeah, Elon's connected to a lot.
Including connected to the government itself, to the president.
And then Meta, you know, Meta is they want to create avatars for everyone. So no longer will you have social media influencers that are real people. No, your HR and your HR department is going to be a AI robot. It's going to be an AI artificial intelligence. That's the level they're trying to get people on, fully embedded. And then if you have a problem with the system, you out there. You seen the movie Minority Report? You know, pre-crime. All these things. They have this movie called the anime called Psychopaths. That's the world Esau wants, and Jake is not invited. Prophets, Yahweh Shemel Shai, these things are not invited. Why do you take these pills? Well, AI told me to. You know, that's the energy he wants to move towards, but he's not going to be able to fulfill his belly. Get that? You got a precept you can bring out?
I just said
Yeah,
2 and 11.
you get that.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
That's right. To avoid the risk of Satan, your adversary, taking advantage of you, because that's what he's ultimately trying to do. Esau Edom is an opportunist. He's trying to take advantage of your situation. Of you living paycheck to paycheck, of you eating a bad food, you being completely dependent on his system. Right? That's why we are not really dependent on this system like you really think we are. When I go to a job interview, you know, I might talk, you know, eloquent or whatever. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Go get in character.
Yeah, get in character. But when I leave there, I'm sending up some prayers. You know, I send up prayers before and after. You know, say, Lord, you know, this job is a good fit. Let me get it. Read that again.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse 11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Another fire.
Sometimes that be unnecessary. Looking at one time for
I just sent up curses.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
We are not ignorant of his devices. Wisdom has put us in the know of what his plans are, what the secret counsel of the wicked is. When you read about Elisha, you know, he was given plan. He was telling, you know, you had the Assyrian king of Assyria, he said, how is it that is there a spy amongst us? You know, who is working for our enemies? He said, no, you have the man of God in Israel that's telling the secrets. He's telling what you do in your bedchambers. Because the elites in these times, they watch our videos and they'll say, damn, how did they know we were gonna plan to do this? How did they know that that's exactly what our next move was? So it makes them, a lot of time it makes them pivot. You know? So we've been given power to know what this man's plans are.
Yep.
We're told to watch. You see it coming, you know?
That's
We're
right.
told to be watchmen and watch as well as pray. You know? Because we got eyes to see, ears, we got eyes to see and ears to hear. We not in the spirit of slumber, and we can see the things that they're doing and the things that they have planned. And Agenda 2030 is not that far away. That's only four and a half. Shit.
We're halfway there.
Yeah, we halfway there. 3.5 years away.
From 2020 to now, we're halfway there. Once 2025 hit, we're on the latter end of this decade.
Yeah.
So now it's the countdown. And then the crazy thing is, Trump is out in 2029.
Yeah, right.
So what's gonna happen?
They're gonna try to have this fulfilled probably before he even get out.
Exactly. You know, man.
And I read an article that came out almost 10 years ago on Forbes, and it was talking about transhumanism and what they plan on doing by 2030. And
Yep.
we already see
Where we're at now. We're really at the start of it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's gonna happen quick because Esau Edom already has a lot of this technology ready. He just has to roll it out. Read this, Rebecca.
Yep.
And then get a
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, the verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Keep going.
It says, it's the book of Habakkuk
You
2.
got your Bible right there, right? Your eyes hurting or something?
Oh, no.
Yeah, read
Now,
out
now I was holding Jeremiah 37.
Yeah, read it.
So,
Read out your sword, bro.
Okay, I got
That phone that's dead right now.
okay,
You got multiple fingers.
okay.
That phone should get good. But the Lord told us to stand upon our watch. You know, and that's what we as the prophets of the Lord are doing. While everyone else is trying to become Israelite celebrities, trying to come with a new doctrine, which is really an old doctrine, right? Trying to push their own agenda to the forefront. You know, we sound like a broken record up here, and that's why people get tired. People endure for a little bit, and then they push on. You know, because people get tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. Well, when is it going to happen? That's why brothers' wives leave them. You know, you've been saying this for years. Family members think you're crazy. The Lord said, though it tarry, wait for it. Read verse 2.
Hey, and you'll hear people say, I'm tired of waiting. You know?
You can't get tired.
Yeah, it say, blessed are them that wait. And people say, I'm tired of waiting. And some of us brothers, we didn't hear that woman say they tired of waiting. Or I'm tired of hearing have patience. You know?
Because really, when you got a power source like Yahweh Shema Shai, it's never ending.
Right.
You know? The Lord is always going to pour into that cup, you know, to where you can have energy. You know, and then if they don't want to, because, you know, we pour into our family members' cups, you know, our loved ones, children, but a lot of them reject it. You know, they want to drink of the cup of the world. And then that's when the bitterness comes. You see? So, read.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 2. And the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Write the vision, you see, and make it plain. So you write the vision, write what you saw, right, via these epistles, right, because these words have been already written for us. So the vision has been revealed. The vision has been written. And those, back in the ancient times, when you would give a king a letter, you know, a king would have to have a message. You would have a postman, you know, run and to deliver the message, that he may run that readeth it, right, and to deliver the message. So we have written, the vision has been written, it's been revealed, right? It says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, meaning make it very easy to be understand, right? Ugly ass nigga. Keep reading, bro.
Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
He's shaking it right now in his skin. He all nervous. Chill, bro. Just get out of the car. It's a lovely day out here. All negative energy. The woman not gonna sleep with him tonight. Horrible night for him. You can spend money on her. She can go straight to sleep. Turned over.
Then she gonna call Jamal.
She'll call Jamal when you go to work tomorrow. Monday. Go ahead, bro.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
So though it tarry, wait for it. The vision is speaking loud and clear. Get your head out your ass. You know, if you're in the woe is me spirit, you need to go hit the gym, man. Woe is me. Go for a run.
Fast.
You need to fast. You need to do something. It ain't that hard yet. It really ain't that hard. You know, you still get to pick what you want to eat when you go to. You on a budget, but you still get to pick what you want to eat. You know, what does there really be sad about? The world is ending. You know, we are very happy, right? This world is ending. Jacob is at the end of the world.
Esau's in the world.
Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the end of the world. You know, we about to see the end of 2/3. You know, but the beginning of righteousness is right around the corner. So with that, we're gonna close out. You know, it's been another beautiful weekend, preaching, prophesying the downfall and total destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America according to the Holy Scriptures. Before we close up, we give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all the nation of Israel. Next time we say Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.